$_request, get, and post. These superglobals are used to collect form data. Whenever we submit a form, this array is filled up and available with keys and values pairs, and we can easily get the values of the form submitted. Let's go and try to understand these. First thing we need is to create a form which will allow us to submit some data, and then we'll write some code to grab this data. Let's make our form first. For demonstration purpose, I am creating a very simple and a tiny form. In the form starting tag, we need to define some attributes. First attribute is method. You can choose from two types of methods, that is get or post. I'll describe pros and cons of these in a moment. Second attribute of the form tag is action. You can keep it empty. This means you want your form to submit data on the same page where the form is right now, or you can just define the path of the page where you would like the data to be submitted. So it's up to you. You can manage it according to your own preference and requirement. For now, I want my form data on this very page. Now let's create two fields, username, email, and we need, of course, a submit button to submit the form. We just have to declare name for each input field. These names will become the keys in our superglobal arrays, and you exactly know we grab values from an array by their keys. And that's it. Our form is ready. Let's just put some beer tags to make its display a little better. Now we are ready to submit form. Just try once to see what we get. If we submit our form now, you can see nothing happened or changed in our browser. But if you watch the address bar closely, when we clicked submit button, we get some information here. And this is how the information or data passes. The names are there which we defined for each name attribute for input fields, but after equal sign there is nothing, as we didn't type anything as values. Get method will always submit form data through URL and is viewable to others. If we change the value of method attribute to post, then the data submitted through this form will not appear in URL and will not be visible to others. Let's change method from get to post and try to submit the form again. Here we go. I clicked the submit button, but this time no information in the address bar, and it seems like form wasn't submitted, but the reality is it's been submitted. Let's change the method back to get and fill some dummy data in all of the fields of this form. On submitting again, you can see this time each value of the name attribute we typed in the form are again viewable as before, along with the data we typed while filling the form is also viewable in the URL. So this is how keys and values transmit. Also, we'll use the values of these name attributes to grab their relevant input. Now we need to grab this form data, so this is time to use our superglobal $_request array. This superglobal array will be automatically created and available to use as soon as the form is submitted. $_request is capable to grab form data regardless of what the method has been used to submit the form. Keep note that $_request is a superglobal array, that is an array. Do you remember we created different arrays and talked about indexed and associative arrays? $_request is actually an associative array which is available on the page automatically where the form is submitted, and so is superglobal. The point here I want to stuff in your head is, take this array as a normal associative array. Don't let this thing confuse you at all. So to grab values out of this array, we'll point to the keys, and keys are we defined in the form fields. Like in the input field, we defined username as name of our first form field. Let's just put it as a key in superglobal request array here, username. Echo $_request username, and this is it. That's all. We have grabbed the data of username field of the form. Whatever the user will type, we will get that. Let's try this. Refresh the page and we get error. Undefined index username. This is because we are echoing out a value of our superglobal request array which is not available right now. As I have told you before, this superglobal array will be available on the page we submit form data and only at the time when we have submitted the form. So the time we'll post or submit our form, this error will disappear. We'll learn how to fix such kind of errors on day 7 of this training course. Now let's fill the form with some dummy data and try to submit it. You can see that our browser is echoing the output of the form. So the user will submit any information through this form and we can grab it easily using the request superglobal array. Here you can see that we have the username displayed in our browser. Now let's do same process for the second field of the form, that is email, and just put the same code to grab email address of the user. Echo $_request email. Let's fill some dummy data again for name and email and just submit it. And there we go. Email address. Let's put some BR tags to display the output line by line. Refresh and that's fine. We've submitted form data through get method. Now we want to use post method. There is no difference at all as far as getting the data using request superglobal array is concerned. Let's change the value of form attribute, that is method, to post. Refresh the page again. Errors for undefined index again. Don't bother about these. Just fill out fields of the form and submit. No issues at all. We got the form data easily, but only the difference you can feel that there is no information about this data in URL as we are using post method. So this is a secure way to submit form.